Welcome to the second homework video for September 11th and 12th. Please be sure that you are watching these videos in order because this video builds on counting significant figures. So make sure you watch the counting significant figures video first, make sure you understand it well, and then you can watch this one. And of course, what we're going to do in class will build on even this. Essential question for rounding significant figures. Most of the time, what is the only digit in the number that can change upon rounding? I like to, basic rounding rules, okay? If you've got a number 1 through 4, round down. If you've got a number 5 through 9, round up. Let's talk about how to incorporate that with what we know about significant figures. I like to use something called the box method. Basically, when you go to round a number, you have this number that's there, you need to round it. You draw a box. Inside the box are the numbers you want to keep. Numbers to keep. However many significant figures you're told to keep. Outside the box is going to be some more numbers. Could be one number, could be a badillion numbers, doesn't matter. The only number that you look at is the one just to the right of the box. If that number is a 5 through a 9, it'll round up the very last digit there. If that number is anything from a 0 to a 4, it won't round it, and that digit will not change. Okay? I will do examples of this box method. But before I do, let me tell you what to do with these numbers that are not in the box, the numbers that you're going to drop. Because of significant figures, depending on whether these numbers are to the left of the decimal or to the right of the decimal, you either keep them or you turn them to zeros. If it is a number to the left of the decimal, for example, let's say we have this number 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and we drew our box, and we kept the 1 and the 2 because we wanted to keep two significant figures. What do we do with this? Well, the number is 1,234. If we just got rid of the 34, we would now have the number 12. If your bank account had $1,234 in it, and it was rounded to $12, you would not be very happy. So therefore, we need to indicate that this 2 is still in the 100th place, and this 1 is still in the thousands place. We do that by changing the 3 and the 4 to zeros. Now, you're still not going to be thrilled that your bank account was rounded to 1,200 as opposed to 1,234, but it's better than being rounded to 12. On the other hand, if we have digits to the right of a 0 that we're trying to drop, we just get rid of them. Do not change them to zeros. Reason for that. So let's say we have the number 0.1234. Again, we want to round it to two significant figures. That 0 is not significant, so we do have one of the two. If we change this to zeros, like so, according to our significant figure rules, when we count this number, we say, okay, this 0, we're going to read from the left to the right. 0 doesn't count, the 1 counts, the 2 counts, so those zeros still count. We've changed them, but they're still significant. If the goal was to get down to two significant figures, we have failed because we still have 4 significant figures. So don't do that. Wrong. When you are trying to get rid of numbers to the right of a decimal, you just get rid of them. So this number becomes 1, 2. That's it. Now it has only two significant figures. The 0 doesn't count. So please be careful about whether it's to the left of a decimal or to the right of a decimal, whether you change it to zeros to be used as placeholders, or you drop them, because these zeros aren't placeholders. They're not moving this 1 and 2 anywhere. They are actually saying that I know that this is a 0. We don't know that. All right, let's try these 4 examples, and then you'll be able to do the practice problems on your own. I have the number 112,300. I want to round it to two significant figures. The 2 you always want are the 2 on the left-hand end of the number. Why? Well, those are the most important ones. Think about your bank account again. If you had $112,000, this is not the part of your bank account you care the most about. This is the part of the bank account you care the most about. So those are going to be the one we always keep. So you always draw your box starting at the left-hand end of the number, and then you keep drawing the box until it contains the number of significant figures indicated. I want 2 significant figures. Well, there's 2 right there. So they're going to go inside my box. The only other number I look at is the number just to the right of the box. The rest of these, doesn't matter what they are. Doesn't matter how many there are. Doesn't matter whether they're 1s or 9s or anything else. They're irrelevant. The 2 is somewhere between 0 and 4, therefore it's not going to round the 1 up. So, because the 2 and the 3 are to the left of a decimal, we still need them as placeholders. Therefore, this number becomes 110,000. Now, according to our left and right rules, we're going to read this number from the right. None of those zeros count, so we only have 2 significant figures. Next one, 5,949. We want that to be 3 significant figures. So again, we draw our box. Starting on the left, we keep the 5, the 9, and the 4. Well, that's a 9, so that's going to round the 4 up. It rounds it up to a 5, 595. However, if this was your bank account, you wouldn't want $595, you want $5,950. So therefore, we have to make that 9 a 0, and now we have 3 significant figures, but have kept our place. Next one, now we have a number less than 1. We want 2 significant figures. Always start the box on the left, no matter where the decimal is, no matter what the zeros are. The box can include any number of zeros, but it can only include 2 significant figures. Well, none of these zeros are significant. They're just placeholders, pushing that 2 back. So we're going to keep drawing the box until we get the 2 and the 4 in there. The zeros are in the box, doesn't matter. We only have 2 significant figures in our box. This is a 5, therefore it's going to round the 4 up, so our number is 0.0025. Last one. 44.44999. 3 significant figures. Again, starting on the left, all those 4s are significant, so we're going to include those. This is a 4. 4, not going to round up another 4. It's somewhere between 0 and somewhere between 0 and 4. Now, some people are like, well, but this 9 will round that 9, and that 9 will round that 9, and that 9 will round that 4, and that 4 is then a 5, and then a 5 will round that 4. No, we don't do domino rounding. It's only the number to the right of the box. None of the other numbers matter at all. It doesn't matter what their identity is. It doesn't matter what they would do to each other. They're not doing anything. They are too far away from our number. Because this is a 4, it doesn't round. Doesn't matter that those are 9. So our answer is still 44.4. That's it. So for homework, now that you're finished with your notes, try these 4 problems yourself. Again, when you come into class next time, check it with your partner. See if you and your partner agree on how this number looks with 6 significant figures, 1 significant figure. Be really careful on this one. Count properly. 2 significant figures and 3 significant figures, the last one. Again, be really careful counting your significant figures on that last one. Good luck, and I'll see you next class.